Good afternoon, folks. Here we are again.
Hello, gang.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, we're going to
One
talk
thing
a little
Jimmy's
bit
doing.
about fire today. That's not a very happy thing to talk about because the nice things about fire are like in a fireplace or in a closed
Pit.
circle thing. Yeah, where people can sit around and enjoy it. And
Yeah,
all
like in
that
a
sort of stuff.
controlled environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Light a joint, light a cigarette.
They could do that too. Yeah, yeah.
Fire.
So, one thing I thought of is, this. I want to say that the Scientific American, the current one, has a spread on fires, and if you'd like to see that, I would suggest you get a copy of it because there's a lot in there, but maybe not as much as we like for ourselves. So let's go with what fire. What is let's put it fire. Fire has two things. One is it's good, it's warm. The other one is it's totally destructive. And right now it's destroying our forests and all kinds of things, as well as the houses and so on that are in line with it. And so I'm just going to ask you all, being a competent group and all,
That's a stretch.
what does a fire mean to you in your history? Do you have anything that would suggest a fire? That you have had a fire, just put it that way.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
When he was a little kid.
Yeah, when I was a senior in high school,
Well,
the house that I grew up in, I think, what was it, 1875, 76, Mark, we were there? Yep. That house, my mom had taken and made the kitchen out of cedar shingles.
oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it looked awesome. But
I'll
the
bet.
coffee pot went haywire and burned the house. Totally gutted the house.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And she had all of our pictures on the wall from
Yeah.
baseball and football and all of our childhood
Yeah.
classroom pictures and all that stuff was burned and fried. And
Yeah. So it was definitely a loss to you.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's really hard to even imagine.
Yeah.
It was very. I mean, I'm a senior in high school, so
So
you got to
what?
take that in consideration.
Oh, you didn't start the fire.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, it totally uprooted us, definitely.
I would believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love fire, but fire and water are two things I am very cognizant of because they're both killers. They are. So I get panicky when we have a big fire, when we're burning branches, when we're burning leaves, things like that, because I don't ever want to be the reason that a fire starts. As well as water is, oddly enough, as big of a killer as fire, drowning But fire is beautiful. Fire to me is I can sit by a fire for hours.
Me too.
Yeah.
Pyro. Pyro.
Pyro.
Definitely.
I'm a pyrocene.
Pyro.
I don't know.
Pyromaniac.
But it seems maybe there's something built in to our brains that doesn't get evaluated until kind of later, and it would suggest that fire thing is something you can focus on, something you can concentrate by, something you can get warm.
Get worms. You can get worms
You
from
can get
fire.
worms, some worms, yeah.
I don't know. I've heard.
I don't know anybody that's had worms. Well, go ahead.
Fire. Fire is the thing. I can't say that I have had a run-in as significant as that with fire. Like, I know it's a dangerous thing. Fireworks, I was like really into until about the age of 12. And then I think I realized that, like, oh, these could kill one of us. And then ever since then, I've been just like super cautious
Really?
around fireworks. Yeah, I don't know what age it was, but
Did you have somebody that you knew that got hurt?
not necessarily. I mean, my father told me a story when I was a kid, and I don't know if it was a lie to this day or not.
Just to keep you safe?
Yeah, he said that he had a friend that went to throw a firecracker and it went off in his hand and blew a thumb off. Don't even know if it's a true story, but it scarred me as a child,
Sounds
and
good.
it still lives in
Yeah.
my mind. Yeah, exactly. So fire, just in general, is a very hard thing to manage, is what I would say. Like, there are ways to do it, but it's a little bit of a unknown quantity, I feel like, when it gets going.
Yeah.
So there's a new technique for fighting fires out there. I just saw it on Sunday morning. I love that show, by the way.
Me too.
And it's a jet engine that a gentleman, he's taken the jet engine. Did you see that one?
I haven't seen that episode yet.
Yeah, the jet engine and the amount of pressure that the jet engine sends the water out, it can go like way the hell out there
You can
and
spray it really far away.
really far away, a lot of water. So it's a new.
How
and
did they
up-and-coming
do that? Was it they poured in the front of the jet?
I don't
engine?
know. It's they had an example of it, so we should look it up. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a jet engine, and it's not very big, and it attaches to the mounts to their truck.
Well, sounds like it might be something like that.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. I'm the moderator.
Oh,
I like the idea of what you bring up about, like, you
Yeah.
know, back in Neanderthal Cro-Magnon days about
Yeah.
when man harnessed fire
Yeah.
and made it useful.
Yeah.
Like, now we can get warm. Now we don't have to eat raw meat anymore.
Yeah.
Now we can cook
Cook
it
it.
on a rock.
and
in
we'll
a
beat
tent.
up the neighbors if they come too close.
Yeah, right?
Well, that kind of goes along with the Neanderthal thing. Also, Neanderthals lived in cages. You know, like the Clan of the Cave Bear was.
You
in
mean
the
caves,
Yeah.
not
Caves.
cages?
Yeah. Did I say cages?
That's all right. Hey, you know what?
That was all right. Yeah, and fire is something that's been wonderful for human beings over the time. I wonder what would happen if something happened to a city and there were a lot of people that weren't going to have electricity, say it was in the wintertime or in the summertime with what do you do in the summertime?
Barbecue.
Camping?
Barbecue.
See, there we go.
Like a fire coming in at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty scary kind of thing, especially when you have little kids and the fire alarm goes off. Well, what the hell do? You get them out of there. You forget about everything else, unless you have a valuable photo display, you know, a book and so on. That you grab that and you grab the kids and you get the hell out of there, because that's for the firemen to do, especially in a city. In the country, well, you can do that too, but you know you got to get your own hoses out there and you try your darndest to
Put it out.
not let it get into your house and stuff
Right?
like
You're
that.
relying on your neighbors and everybody's pulling
Yeah.
together and
Buckets.
put the farm
Yeah.
fire out, you know,
Yeah.
the farmhouse.
Down below in the Dallas, when we lived down there were several things. You know, you go down that road, and the hills beside catch fire sometimes. And the other part of that, the devastation of fire is like go to the countryside, you got wheat. You
Oh,
got,
boy.
yeah, all those crops. That
Oh man, right?
yeah, yeah. And those are things that weren't talked about much in this article, but there's things that affect us directly, pretty much.
What is pyrocene?
Oh, pyro is
Fire.
fire scene. This area is called Astro. I'm having a hard time bringing it up, but what's man? Anthropocene. That's our time.
Mm.
What they're suggesting is that the fire is significantly enough to think about it like a pyrocene. They're not really
Huh.
serious about changing it all, but what they're trying to do is to warn everybody that you just let the country burn up, and that's then you are in a pyrocene. Also, it's where's my glasses? The guy that wrote this is by the name of he has a name.
Stephen Pine.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. No,
So it's like a time, like like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like an epoch, like when the dinosaurs
Yeah.
ruled the earth.
we
That was
got
like the Pleistocene or whatever that time was called.
Oh, and this is a pyrocene.
And now we're in the Anthropocene, the time of man.
Yeah,
and they're
Anthropocene.
toying with the
yeah.
idea because of the onset of frequent fires and big fires to change this epoch to maybe a Pyrocene
Yeah.
because it's so out of control. I mean,
Well,
but isn't fire a naturally occurring thing in nature that needs to happen
To clean it?
in certain conditions
shrub.
and forests?
Yeah, but you know what? Fire, the burning of forests is not a good thing. I was going to say there's forest trails, there's all kinds of things for logging and so on, but they're cutting away the oxygen that we have a right to, and the other part of that is the ocean, which has plankton, which is important for oxygen. For us, we're still breathing oxygen, right? Aren't we?
Right? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So if you get rid of all the trees, 'cause they're the
Yeah.
ones that make the oxygen.
Yeah, yeah. So,
That's heavy stuff. Pyrocene.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that kind of puts a handle on it, doesn't it? A little bit. I had something else here I wanted to bring up. You haven't talked much. You want something?
No, I mean, it's interesting,
wondering
right?
where your brain's
I
at.
think that like looking at the Pyrocene and maybe relabeling this era of Pyrocene, I think it's too early to say that, right? I mean, we have a recorded human history of 2,000 years, right? I mean, there hasn't been enough
Lucky
significant fire in the last 1,000 years to, yeah, that's true, to really give it a whole epoch, I would imagine.
Yeah.
What I will say is, like, I do think part of the reason that the fires are as significant as they are probably has to do with humanity policing fires. And by that I mean, if we weren't putting them out constantly, how much more natural burns would we see? Therefore, we wouldn't see as significant of burn if humans were not policing
Because
it.
it would do what it would needed to do
Yeah.
and let it finish what it's,
Right.
Well,
and then it finishes and just protect it from cities and stuff.
the forest take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
The trouble is, there's a lot of folks that want to help the forest take care of it, but it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah,
you know?
muck it up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. So we're doing a yard project right now, and I had like 6 or 7 huge trees in my backyard, and they've been there for years. And it was time. We're kind of pushed into this home project, so we dropped all these trees, and we dropped 6 trees in our backyard, and I can't tell you how much of a difference it made on the growth of the grass in our backyard.
oh, really?
I have
Shade was
not
gone.
seen, I have not seen this kind of growth at my home for probably 8 to 10 years. And now that all those trees are completely gone, like it's a new chapter, it's a new life. My family personally wants to spend more time in the yard because it's more open.
Uh-huh.
So I think that, though it feels off topic, could be true here. Like those cycles of things growing and then falling, there is some beauty to the cycle of life, and humans being involved in holding that cycle up could have affected the Pyrocene chapter.
Right.
Yeah.
And, the fire picture is also something that folks are trying to figure out. How come the Earth is warming? And they're blaming humans for the majority of it. The truth of that, though, I believe, is that humans are not responsible for the sun. The sun has cycles. I think it's every 33 years or something like that. There'll be a time that they're hotter and a time that they're cooler. And that affects us, certainly affects us.
Right.
So, the thing that about, I talked to one firefighter, and he was concerned that there weren't enough fires because, their income is dependent on their firefighting time. But and this guy did say, that is a concern of theirs, that somebody would start these fires in order to have more income. And
Oh.
so that's out there.
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness.
That's out there.
Wow.
Yeah. And
You
But
heard it
I
here on
don't
the
know.
Ivan File.
Yeah.
I don't personally know anybody that has done that sort of thing, and
I thought you were going to say he's more concerned because there's not enough fire that everything's getting really dry.
yeah,
And then once we do have a fire, it's going to be, beyond our control.
Tinderbox, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tinder
well,
box.
yeah, they should run for the hills.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the
I
hills.
just
run
hope
for
no
the beach.
firefighters are watching this podcast.
My neighbor just became a firefighter.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just got hired on like 2 months ago, and he said that since he's been working at the fire station, he's only been on like 1 fire call. All the rest have been EMT related.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fire
House fires
station
and stuff.
Yes.
firefighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a forest fire.
Not a forest firefighter.
Yeah.
No. I mean, he goes to the station, and he's there for like, hours. I think it's like a 12 or 24-hour shift or something. So they have cots that they sleep in, and the bell goes off, and you're going. no
Yeah.
matter
Does he
what.
go quite a bit?
Yeah, but it's mainly EMT type. It's heart attacks.
Come check on
or-
old people.
So they just got to be
Come,
there and ready
like,
and
checking
have everything
on
ready to
Sherry,
go.
You know,
I'll think, oh,
or
when
me
you go.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Thanks, Ivan.
Good work.
Yeah.
Pyrocene.
All right, what are we going to talk about next week? Do you think?
I don't know. We probably haven't dealt with this one, but no, that's all we should deal with because I think we've said enough about that. Everybody's always chomping at the bit to blame humans for the bad ocean.
Well,
Fire.
the humans kind of do suck, Dad.
Yeah, they do
So
Plastic is like a very cut both ways type
yeah,
innovation.
the aliens
You know what I mean?
are looking at us
Oh,
and
man,
going,
dude, good point.
Yeah.
It's
"You guys
out
are
of
crazy."
control.
Well, and the crazy part is like you think about what plastics have as allotted. A lot of our society would not be possible without plastics.
No.
To the extent that they
Yeah.
are integrated into our livelihood. But now what do you do with it? You throw it away, and it's
Do you know how big it is out there?
what is it? The
Oh.
plastic island?
Plastic Island, yeah.
Yeah, no. How big is it now?
I don't know, but it's
Oh.
pretty darn big.
Yeah.
And
it's like the state. It's like the size of the state of Massachusetts or something. It's just
Is that
something.
right?
And it's just a
Yeah.
floating group of
Yeah,
plastic.
you can't even wrap your head around how big it is.
yeah.
You're looking at it like going, "What? No way, that can't be possible."
Can you
Like-
walk on it?
Well, you know,
And they call
can
it
see
Plastic
that.
Island?
Used to throw it
I don't know what they
all
call
over
it,
the
but-
side.
For sure.
I will find out about this plastic island.
Here's what blows my mind whenever I think about this. Is like,
Plastic
when's the first time you had a bottle of plastic water? A plastic bottle of water.
Oh, I don't know.
That bottle is somewhere right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that a trip? Like, think
It
about
is.
how many bottles of water you've consumed over
So-
your lifetime.
My best friend from high school, her daughter told
Yeah.
her mother, my best friend from high school, if you are drinking bottled water in the United States of America, you're an asshole. Because we have clean water. She flat told her mother that. What are you doing that? Why are you buying that?
Just get it out of the spigot.
Just get it out of the
You
spigot.
got clean water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably where a lot of it comes from. Somebody filled these big jugs up with
Slap
tap
a label on there
water,
saying
Probably all
filtered.
they do. Yeah.
Probably is.
spring
Yeah.
water, some other darn thing on
Look
there,
at these
you know.
idiots. They're going to buy it right
Yeah.
out of the bottle.
Right.
I got bottled water in my garage right now, so I'm an asshole.
I mean, I have,
I don't
have
think
bottled water
that's an
too.
appropriate name, actually.
I like to say it, asshole.
Asshole, yeah. Asshole.
It's a fun word to say.
That would work, yeah. Anyway, that's
That
it
is
for
something.
today.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, we will. Have a good afternoon.
All right.
Yeah,
Take care,
you
gang.
too.
Feel free to send a happy birthday wish. He's going to be 91 in June, so you got lots of
91 in
time.
June.
91. We're next month. He's going to be 91.
Who?
You.
You are going to be
It's
91.
May already, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to be 91, brother
May the
man.
2nd. Yeah.
That's a little cray-cray, huh?
Uh-huh.